Yo, we back. We can scoot the bench up just a little bit if you want. Like, the motherfucker heavy as hell. There we go. All right, just talking to Mike for me. Let me make sure your audio right.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Oh yeah, you fire in there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got him. Tone me in a little bit. Okay. What's going on, y'all? We are back with another episode of the Fenarios podcast. You see, I'm not in my normal setup. I had to let the wifey use the house today to film, so I had to relocate. Shout out to you, TK. So I'm here, another episode, and this episode is dope to me because first off, I got Euro here.
Yeah.
I got Euro here with me, and Euro is the first actual rapper that I know. Like I'm not talking about like I'm not talking about like rapper like, oh yeah, I'm trying to get off the ground rapper. Like I'm talking about somebody that actually has songs. Like I actually have one of your songs. I had one of your songs downloaded on my phone before I even met you. So that's the craziest part.
Oh, that's hard.
So when I met you, and I'm like, damn, Euro, I've heard this name before. Went through my phone, I'm looking, oh shit, I had Posse. Downloaded already on my phone, so it was pretty dope. So when you came around, I'm like, oh damn, like no, he's not like, you know what I'm saying? So he's an actual rapper, like he actually is an entrepreneur, and I wanted to highlight him and his journey, and just talk more about the music and rap space, and just things that got you to where you are, because I think it's important to share information and all that stuff. So always. Without further ado, I got Euro. Euro got it.
What's
come on,
up,
man? Like, what's going on with you? How you feeling, baby? How you
feel? Great. I ain't gonna lie, I feel great. Woke up, good day. Wasn't next to nobody ugly, and money hit my account.
Hey, that's always a good feeling.
That's always a plus.
So how about we? Where do I want to start? You know what? I'm gonna start by telling my first like crazy story that I've had with you. Okay. You know what I'm saying? When we kicked it. And it was Tiffany's birthday. And you weren't there yet. But the waitress comes over. We're at this lounge, and the waitress comes over and she's like, yeah, what can I get y'all? We like ordering food, and I'm like, yeah, let me just get some waters.
Wait, that's the first time we kicked it?
That was like the first time we like kicked it.
Outside
yeah, because I think that was...
okay.
You know what? I'm lying. The first actual time was when was 21 Savage's...
I see what you're saying. Okay, the first outside encounter that we had, I was like, damn, nigga, I knew you.
No. We knew each other before that, but the funny story, like when we actually kicked it, like outside, like
facts.
So we order water, and the lady, she brings out like a pitcher of water. I'm not thinking nothing of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just pouring the water. I'm drinking it. You know what I'm saying? I'm having a good time. They playing music. You're walking in. You know what I'm saying? He's shining. You know what I'm saying? Looking good. All that. You know what I'm saying? Showing love, everything. And so Euro look at the table and he like, yo, what this is? Like, I'm like, what you mean? What this is? It's water. What the fuck are you talking about? He's like, yeah, but they put it in a pitcher. Like, who ordered this? And I was like, yeah, niggas was thirsty. You know what I'm saying? And Euro like, no bullshit. He looks at me. He's just like, yeah, no, that's broke nigga shit. Where old girl at? Yo, I will forever remember that story with you. That shit was so funny because I was just like,
yeah,
what are you talking about? And I say that only to say like, you put me on game on like a whole nother level of like moving differently, and
that's what it's about.
You kind of in the rap game, you got to kind of you kind of got to portray a certain
it's a perception.
lifestyle.
Yeah, it's a perception.
So you were the first person that put me on to that, like just understanding the rap game, and I always looked in awe of just like, damn, like okay. So like how all this shit work? That's why I probably be asking Tiffany hella questions.
Of course. I put her on game, so.
And I'm already knowing. So that was the first like one of the crazy stories. I mean, we kicked it at 21 Savage's party. We all went, and that was different for me too, because I'm used to the nigga that waits in line.
Yeah.
I'm used to being that nigga, so I ain't never like no, come to the front, we good. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not used to that. So just tell us about like we gonna get into your history, but just kind of tell us about your grind up until like now. Like kind of tell us about how you got into the music industry. Like what?
Really, I ain't gonna lie. It's like I think me being incarcerated and fighting all the charges I was fighting, that's probably pretty much like that was like the like when you fighting a life sentence,
Mm-hmm.
that's probably like the closest thing to death in my books for what I experienced. You know, everybody got their own battles in life,
Just talk
but
a little
it's
closer to the mic.
but it's basically letting you know it's like you're really incapable of failing at anything. So it was kind of like I always knew, even when I was young, like in the church, for some reason I always knew I was gonna be a rapper. I didn't even know what rap music was, but I always saw the image of what I would look like when I got older. Like I always envisioned tattoos, face tattoos. And we weren't even doing face tattoos when I was younger, but it was just like I foresaw all this when I was younger.
Yeah.
So I kind of already knew what my calling was. It was just low key. I couldn't interpret it being in a positive manner because once I realized what rappers, like the things that are incorporated in being a rapper, it was like, dang, they ain't what I stand for. So I was like, I had to figure out how to make a brand of myself to where people would like me for what they like. But at the same time, like the compromise to be, all right, cool, I'm gonna give you what you want, but in return, I need your ear, or I need you to pay attention to my brand because I got something I need to market so I can feed my family so we can eat.
Okay.
And that was like the mindset that I kind of like took on once I kind of got in the game. I think a lot of things I had to realize, like, we get comfortable with doing certain things that we think are working. But it's almost like going to the gym and it's like I just keep lifting a 20-pound weight. Like here I am in month 3 and I won't put no more pressure on myself. It's
okay.
just, and so it's like that's how the music game kind of is. A lot of people, they get complacent and stuck at where they at, but it feels good because it's like it feels good that I keep going to open mic showcases because it feel like I'm grinding, but you're really not in a sense. You gotta. I always learn once I kind of capture something, once I like master something, it's like, bet it's time to elevate. So once I worked that showcase market, I was like, all right, bet. I gave it about 2 years from 2015 to about 2017. I was doing showcases, but it got to a point where everybody was like, oh, they was came out the sun when they first knew the first 2 lines of my songs and people knew me for that. I was like, okay, I done mastered this. Now I need to go to something else because this is it. This is the end point. I can't keep walking around having people sing the same song. So I evolved to being like, okay, what's my next step? My next step was get seen by the big people. How do I get seen by the big people? I was like, let me just go to some listening events. Let me go somewhere where the big people gonna be. I ain't gotta say nothing. I just need to be there so I can see them, be around them, understand what the game is, and that's what it is. And so I elevated from showcases to listening parties and pretty much trying to network and stuff like that. And then one thing led to another, something sparked, and
yeah. And I gotta commend you because I remember us having a conversation in that night when I explained the story, and I was just we were talking about money and just like this, and you always had the mindset like, nah, I'm gonna put myself in this position because it's gonna make me grind harder.
Exactly. You
like,
got to.
I'm gonna elevate my lifestyle.
You got
I'm gonna
to
do this, and it's gonna make me find a way to afford it, kind of, if that makes sense, if I can simplify it for everybody.
There you go.
But I always remember that too when you told me that, because I was like, okay, I kind of understand. That's a different way of operating. Like, I don't necessarily operate like that, but I took that and was like, oh, maybe if I put myself in an uncomfortable position.
That's equivalent to lifting them weights. That's equivalent to just being like, all right, cool, I done got these 20s down, Pat.
Yeah.
I got to move up to these 25s or these 30s. And it's like the issue that a lot of people have is, again, I use that term complacent, where people get comfortable. Like, if you get a plate of money, instead of me taking my plate of money and just eating it, I know I'm going to get full. On my plate of money, my plate of food, I eat, I get full. I'm not going nowhere. I move a little different. I take my money and I throw it up a little bit. Like I throw my food a little bit full. It's gonna make me go get my food because I can't be all the way full. I'm just moving along, just eating as I go, but at the same time I'm elevating, evolving, getting, moving in the direction of what I'm trying to do instead of just staying comfortable. We get comfortable and then we get stuck.
Oh man, you ain't never lied.
And you don't want to get stuck. I never want to get stuck.
Never.
You got to step outside your comfort zone a little bit just to push yourself, because once you start pushing yourself, it'll be like, dang, like, what seemed like it was big to you at first is like nothing. I remember like after I started, like after Posse or whatever, when it got like this big 5-bedroom house and stuff like that, And of course, initially I'm coming out the house like, yeah, Lee. But after a while, like 3 months, it's like people like, dang, bro. And I'm just like, I mean, it's just a house. It's like, nah, bro, I never seen this before. You got to step out your comfort zone. You got to.
You know, it's funny, when I bought my house, literally the day I closed and walked in the house, I was like, all right, did this. I need to be working on my next house. That's big.
There you go.
Like I immediately was like, yeah, it was like a checklist for me. And it was just like, all right, we moving on to the next. And everybody come over to the house and they like, oh, this is real dope. And I'm like, yeah, it's small.
Yeah.
Like, well, nigga,
No, but it's hard though. It's definitely hard.
And I'm just like, no, I need bigger. Like I see so much bigger. You know what I'm saying? So you also mentioned earlier that, you know, growing up in a church home. So like, kind of talk about your upbringing and like, you know, your background, like what you come from. You know, your parents, this, and brothers and sisters, and you know how you kind of lived, you know, in your earlier years.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. I never really had a bad life. I had that. I ain't gonna say the typical. I had a good family unit. Mm-hmm. My dad was there. You know. My mom, of course. I was born in kind of a rugged area, mm-hmm. but of course my dad did what he had to do to get us out of that. Mm-hmm. But of course, with my pops being still attached to the streets, that was something I kind of grew fond of. Like, I love the way that the streets kind of embrace you when you're trying to do the right thing and this, that, and the third. So of course, it's like, despite them like doing the right thing, you know, trying to make sure I keep my head in where it belong, I just kind of grew fond to what I knew, like what I liked, what I felt like was genuine. It felt like a Superman type of thing where it's like the hood struggles, but it's like you just be coming in and save them. And I kind of watched my dad do that with the streets. Like, everybody was like, oh, Mr. Murphy, Mr. Murphy. And they called me Little Mr. Murphy. So I was like, dang, I'm like a young boss. So, of course, you know, I got the typical story where I went to college, got kicked out, of course, for all this bull crap. But, I mean, it all played a part of where I got. I'm the oldest of 10 kids, same mom and dad.
Okay.
So, of course, it was like I always had to be
the big family.
Yeah, I always had to be. My mom was the only child. My dad had a big family, so my mom wanted a lot of kids. And it was like it was cool. We had a good childhood. You know, we had that point where, of course, you come out the hood and life is good. Yeah. But then it's like you go back to that struggle point. But the best part about that is I embraced all of what I went through, and it helped me to realize where I don't want to be versus what I like. So it's like, I'm, even to this point, I'm a family man. Like, I'm big on family unit because that's what I really embraced when time was good. It wasn't the money. It wasn't like the materialistic things. It was more so like, dang, okay, this is what happiness feel like. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I just want to do it on a bigger scale of what we did. We did enough that it was like, it was cool, it was nice, it was good. Yeah. I wanted to be great. I wanted to be like break the generational curse of having to be like, we're trying to get up out of here, but we're back struggling. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I grew up in the church. I think church definitely helped me conscious wise as far as being disciplined, as like knowing right from wrong and stuff. And like, I would say I'm not so much a big advocate of church than I can think for myself, but I'm still very much spiritual and in tune with God. And of course, my faith with God, I don't care what other people believe in. It's like, you can believe whatever you believe in, just have faith. And I feel like it's all one big universal thing, that it's just more so about having faith. Whoever you worship, you know, like people pray to Allah, people pray to Buddha, people pray to different gods, but whatever works for them, it's still you lead back to that. So it's like my upbringing pretty much, I think, like helped me. It played a big role and a big part in me having like the mindset that I had to be, you know what I'm saying?
So, you know what's funny? The black church is always something that's just like,
man,
it's been, it kind of, it holds a special place in all of our hearts because literally every black person our age, we can relate. Like, I can say, like, you remember being in church all Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all
everybody know. Yeah, people were like, I think the problem with society is, if you were born in the South, bro, you went to church. I don't care what you say. You were a kid. And a lot of us try to act like, I was just such a bad kid. No, you was not. You just decided when I turned 13 or 14, I wanted to be a gangster and shoot people instead of shooting basketball. And that's okay.
Yeah.
But don't deny, like, your upbringing. Like, I just always been this way. No, you haven't. You went to church. You had to go to church.
And that's the funny part, because I think the black church has been, it's been this thing that tied us all, but it's also been, it can be detrimental. However, having your own faith, like I've learned, as I got older, I was like, yeah. I don't necessarily have to go to church to have a relationship with God.
There you
know
go.
What I'm saying? So that's funny that you also mentioned that, because that's something that you're in the music industry, I'm in this industry. However, that ties us. That's
of course.
Thing that we have together.
Of course.
So let's talk about the time when you, like, did you ever have a job? Let's start there.
Of course.
Okay.
Yes.
Now when did you? At what point did you transition out of your job and rap was like your full time? You're eating off your brand, and rapping. Like, when was that for you?
I was always trying to make that happen prior to me, being incarcerated. But I think one thing about a job that I really respect, I respect anything. I don't care whether it has a negative effect or a positive effect. It's certain things that I just be like, dang, I'm like, I respect, as crazy as it sounds, I respect, the people who put in place the Constitution, the people who put in play religion, the people who put in place slavery. Mm-hmm. I don't respect them. I respect the idea of how they was able to control you, make it a control mechanism to where you really believe, like, I would get in trouble if I do this.
Yeah.
When in actuality, you wouldn't. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of like the jobs are the same way, where a lot of people are struggling and they just thinking they owe it to a 9-to-5 who's not going to pay you what you deserve, and they're going to slave you and labor you, but yet you feel some kind of obligation to where, even instead of saying, you know what, I'm tired of this, I'm going to focus on my dream. You be like, nah, I owe this to these people. They gave me a chance, this and the third. You locked in, and before you know it, you getting a little medal for being at the job 20 years.
Yeah.
And you didn't even know it, but you felt some kind of obligation and tie to this. So
you helped fund somebody else's dream,
and that's it. And never pursued your own. So it was kind of like, I was in a situation in which I got into a wreck in 2015, 2016, might have been 2015, 16, one of them.
Okay, a car accident. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I didn't get hurt or nothing like that, but I was out enough to where it was like I couldn't work my job. And then I had to look at it as a sign. I'm like, yo, I'm not supposed to be working. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, I'm already at the bottom. I'm not elevating with these. I'm working 2 jobs and barely making ends meet.
Yeah.
So I had to be like, yo, I had to step out on faith and just be like, I'm not working these jobs no more. I'm already struggling. How much more worse can it get? Like, I'm just going to have to grind it out and chase my dream. Yeah. And it was like, that was that moment for me where it was kind of like, I feel like the mass majority of the people in the world are standing on the ledge looking at people flying, and they're like, how are you flying? How are you flying? It's like, I just jumped and I flapped my wings and that was it. And it's like, I can't do that. I'm going to die. And it's like, no, you're not. I did it. You asked me how I did it. I did it. And they never take that. So it was like, that was my leap of faith to go ahead and jump off that ledge. Like, bro, I'm on the ground. What am I about to get hurt?
Yeah.
Just fly. Fly. So I did. Like, and it was like, despite how it's like there were times where it was just like, you get those doubt moments where it just seemed like I'm at a dead end. It's nothing going, but it's like you really got to set it to the side. Like, bro, I'm broke. I'm at the bottom. I can't stay like this. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't.
And you know what I always thought? I was like, if I try my own endeavors, I can always go back to a 9-to-5. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like, granted, it'd be a shortage of jobs, so they say, but
I would never go back to at this point. I would never go back to the.
Oh, yeah, I'm past that point now. But I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's how I kind of approached it. I was like, man, I can always come back to a job. Like, if I really just, if my stuff really doesn't work, I can always fall back on this. But yeah, I'm at the point now, I can't even.
I would never.
I'm deleting my resume. Like, I'm deleting it on my laptop. I will never.
I didn't even know I had a resume still. Like, I don't.
Like, so it's crazy to think about that, because there are some people who still out here like, yeah, no, I just need to find a better job. And it's like, no, why don't you put your time into your own
man? People don't understand how, like, this This, I would say, this time period that we living in now, people don't understand how like efficient it is to be an entrepreneur. Like it ain't never been so open. The market has never been so open for you to create bread on your own. I create bread from trash, literally.
Okay. Break that down.
Like basically stuff that I don't want. I understand that me as a brand, it can still help a lot of people that's not in my position. So there are times where it's like I record music, I'm just like, this ain't it. But instead of just being like delete it, I go and put it up on my page, on my BeatStar page.
Okay.
And I just lease it for like $100, $200, this, that, and the third. And it's like people who just kind of like, some people, what's trash to me might be like golden to somebody else.
Yeah.
And some people just be like, yo, I just want to be able to say I got a feature with a major artist. So it's like, why would I throw it away?
That's you know what, and we gonna transition into that too. So a lot of people don't know the different ways there are, one, to make money, and two, especially in the music industry, a lot of us black kids, we were raised like you got to be the rapper,
right?
You know what I'm saying? But there are other avenues in it. You can write music for other people. You can do reference tracks. You can do producing, engineering. Like there's so many other jobs. So kind of like, have you kind of tapped into some other? You just mentioned one, but like what are some other ways to make money in the industry for maybe any artists that are listening?
Well, I think a lot of that really stems from the background of a lot of like the people who are aspiring to be artists in basketball. Because what we have to realize too, when you in a fortunate situation where you have your parents and stuff like that, you see other opportunities as far as being a doctor. You're exposed to a little more to different things outside of what we see growing up in the hood. In the hood, you only see NBA, you only see football, you only see the rapper. You don't see there's somebody who wrote it. You don't see there's somebody who put it together. So people looking for a better life, but they're looking through it based off of what they know, what they see, and they only see rap. They don't get exposed to. But you still have to be held accountable, because once you find out, once you jump into that field, you have to understand it's more than just focusing on one aspect of things. Like when you go to school, you don't just go to school and be like, I want to do PE. Yeah, we all just want to do PE, but Nick, bro, you got to do science. You got to do English. You got to do math. There's certain things that come with it. So it's like, I just pretty much had to tap in for myself, because it was like I was already exposed to it. I actually started out producing and songwriting.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that was prior to me being an artist. I got into the artistry because it was pretty much like nobody could deliver what it was I was trying to say. So I was like, my partner brought it to me and was like, bro, like I'm rapping it to him and he listened. He's like, just do it, bro. Like, do it yourself. Why not take credit for the artistry, producing, and like, just do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wasn't really so much going for the spotlight. I just, this, that, and the third, blase. I wanted to be the cool behind the scene guy. It didn't work out like that. So instead, it's like, with you being an entrepreneur, you also understand it's like the biggest thing is we have to really use our brain to come up with a lot of different. So that's pretty much where I'm at. Pretty much I do a lot of my own manager work. I do a lot of my own. Of course, I do, my songwriting. I have to learn the splits. You just got to learn the game, but that's just what come in it. You got to know the game.
Yeah, and that's an important deal right there. Like, you always got to be investing in yourself too, and you got to constantly be learning. So if you could depend on somebody, like, let's just say like you want to record a song, and your engineer don't show up or he late. You kind of got to know the boards a little bit, so maybe if you want that to get done, you like, I can do this. You know what I'm saying? But granted, you want him there because he you delegating your time and all that other stuff. But learning the entire process is very important, and investing in yourself to how can you be better? You know what I'm saying? So that's very important. I'm glad you mentioned that. Talk about what was like the first time, like the first amount of money you might have got from rap that you was like, oh no, I got something. Like when was that moment for you? Like you was like, yeah, I got something, and you knew, like without a shadow of a doubt, you knew that this was your thing. What moment was that?
I don't be honest with you. It was never the amount of money that I touched.
Okay.
Like, I ain't gonna lie, even when I, like, my first time touching 10 grand by itself, 20 grand by itself, you know what I'm saying, 100 grand by itself, it wasn't never, like, no exciting thing. I think my problem was, and I'm just now learning to get out of that stage, but always look to just win the championship, and I never celebrated the small wins.
Okay.
So I missed those opportunities. Like, there was time where I scored touchdowns, first downs, got a sack, and I didn't celebrate it.
Okay.
Because it was just like I'm still so focused on the end is not here. I'm not waking up going outside to a Rolls Royce and a mansion.
So what's your championship? Like what would it be? Like your championship, when you get that championship ring, it looks like what? What does that look like to you?
I think probably like all my kids under the same roof.
Okay.
Probably 6 or 7 cars, only because I'm a car fan, not to be impressing nobody else.
Now, first off, cars are amazing.
I love cars.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie, I love cars. So that's my thing. But being financially stable and just being, I ain't gonna lie, having a peace of mind.
Okay.
Like, a lot of money done came and touched my hands, but
yeah,
I'm being honest, it's like you really have yet to find a peace of mind.
Yeah.
While grinding, you just have to somehow maintain your sanity and just be like, understand how privileged you are to be in this position. Yeah. Understand that things can be snatched away, but at the same time, you still trying to find that peace of mind.
Okay. So. Okay. And hey, that's important. It's funny because when you mention the cars, every time I see you, you got some dope whip, something. You know what I'm saying? You know, I seen not the Jeep, but the truck. I forget what the truck was, but it was kind of like an F-150 ish.
Oh yeah, Black Widow.
And then you had the Charger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's the car I did not like the car at first. I was like, yeah, I'll never get one of those. And then, I just started watching more car videos on them.
That's like one of my favorite cars ever, bro.
Did you ever watch SRT Bree? Have you ever heard of that name?
Yeah, I know who that is.
Man, I be watching her vlogs, and I be like, oh, she make this shit look fun.
Man, it is. You got to do it. And you got to get one.
Man, I'm doing that. So my goal this year is to get a Tesla, get the Model X.
Okay.
I got to get it fully loaded.
Okay,
I can't do it.
Don't shortcut it. Don't shortcut it.
I got to do it right. I'm gonna gut the inside. You know, put some different seats in there and everything. So I got to get that, and then my next car after that is probably going to be a Challenger or Charger.
You're gonna love it.
Or I also love the Mustangs though, but I don't see that many people that are really into cars. It don't seem like the Mustang like if you're into street racing. Right. I am, which is illegal. Whatever, y'all know that part, but nigga, I just be on the freeway looking for somebody to pass me. Oh, we got go time, and I be going in my little Civic, bro. I be going in my little. I don't give a fuck what you got. I'm following you, and I'm just going. Nigga. Like when I tell you, I be waiting. Somebody pass me. Come on,
somebody. I just want to hear it. Whoa.
On it. I'm on you. Yeah. So I love all of that about it. So it's and you know your love for cars is definitely every time you pull up to the whip, or to the crib, I'm like, oh yeah, nah, I like that.
Appreciate
I like that too. I ain't even know they made them in that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So please keep doing the thing with the whip. Like I just love that. You know, about the lifestyle and man, when I get some real money, it's about to be stupid. Like I want a bunch of cars just for no reason. I want everything. Like why not?
Why not?
So and you know I want to get back to, you know, so not that, but so what's some other cars that maybe you like and you trying to, you know, get to?
I'm working to? Oh, of course, the Rolls Royce Phantom, Ghost, Wraith.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie. What is it I'm not trying to get? I don't know.
Man, I'm trying to get all that. I gotta get a Lamb.
Yes,
I gotta get I gotta see what the Lamborghini trucks look like in the inside.
You gotta get the Mercedes GT too. The 4-door. That's like
Okay, I see everybody going crazy over is it the Maybach truck that everybody kind of get? The one that bounce on its own? Like, is that?
Yeah, it's the Maybach truck. I mean, it's exclusive. I'm not a big fan of it, but I mean,
have you been in one or seen one in inside?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I ain't been in the inside or seen one, so I don't know. I just see, you know.
No, and that's what I think. I think a lot of these cars that they're making more so it's about the inside. Like even the S550, I don't like the fact that they made the body a little more compact, but the inside of it is like plush. So it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's still up there with the Maybach quality. So it's definitely.
You know, it's funny talking about cars. I think you and TK and Tiffany and y'all went out or y'all partied sometime. And she was like, TK came back and she was like, no, Euro's like really a great driver. Like he's really good. Like he was flying, but he was really good. Like I felt safe. And I was just like, oh, okay. So my nigga Euro can drive. Okay. When I get my car, I want to go out and see how well Euro can drive. So it's just funny that, you know what I'm saying, and just hearing your love for cars, it's just amazing. So trust me, as soon as I get something of real speed,
we out of here. Let's go. It's up.
So recently, and we joked about this on the phone when I called and we talked about it. But so recently you got to link up briefly with Lil Uzi, which is dope as fuck to me because Uzi is one of those people that I've listened to his music from Money Got Long, all of this stuff, when he really got his fame. So when I seen you post the picture on the gram, I'm like, nigga, I just seen this nigga Euro. Wait, he was with you? Like, you had literally left my house. Like, you was like, y'all going to this charity drive? And I was like, no, I'm going to something else. And you was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm about to pull up over there. And then when you posted the picture, I was like, nigga, Uzi was there? It's like little Uzi Vert, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, how was that, you know what I'm saying, to kind of, and no disrespect to your career or anything like that. Like, how was it to meet somebody who, just like kind of
they out there?
Yeah. Like, how was that for you? Like, and that experience? Because every time I come across somebody who's above me at the time, I'll say I'm always like just listening, kind of soaking up game and trying to ask the right questions and getting certain knowledge from them. So how was that for you, meeting him and that interaction?
It was cool. I ain't gonna lie. I don't get starstruck at this. Well, I never really got starstruck. I respected people of certain status, but I never really been starstruck. It was more so I don't look at stuff a certain way no more. It's just, I think, if anything, the more surprising thing would be people that are humble enough to like acknowledge you, because this game is so superficial that it's kind of like people will walk around with their nose up like they don't know who you are, this, that, and the third, because it's like they don't know how to feel good about themselves. And so it's kind of like, even like if I run into Lil Baby, if I can run the Yellow Bees, I can run the Gunna, I can run the T.I., I can run the Gucci Man. It's like, it don't matter. And it's like I get the respect and acknowledgement, like, yo, what's up, yo, you good, everything, They holler and it ain't like, you got to get to my, and Uzi was the same way. He was like down to earth. I went to holler at him, introduce myself, this, that, and the third, and it was like, bro, I already know who you are. Like, I know who you are. Like, I see all your motivational posts, this, that, and the third.
That shit,
and it was like, it felt good to see. He was like, I'm a regular dude. I just got some money. Like, and I was like, I respect it. I said, dang, okay, cool. It was more so that was just motivational and encouraging to me, because it's like, what a lot of people fail to realize is, once you in the game, bro, like, you kind of in the game. Yeah. Like I was telling people, if you look at it from there,
you told me that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we not getting star-studded because I'm playing against LeBron, bro. I'm in the NBA. Duh. This ain't gonna be the last time I play against him.
And I think that's where my fascination comes with just seeing your career and see it blossom, because you've reached all of these levels that I'm just now reaching. So I look in, like, you have that mindset of like, yeah, we in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, it's nothing to me. And, but I'm over here like, no, nigga, like that's Lil Uzi Vert.
Enjoy it. Like, you gotta enjoy it. Everybody's response is different.
Yeah.
You not wrong for feeling that way. In fact, that's a good energy to have. I think it's come too with me having an old soul, because I wish, like, I thought it was cool to have an old soul, which is not bad, but sometimes it get kind of boring. People don't like that spiced up, like, it's like they would rather see like, oh my God, versus, oh, that's what's up. Yeah. It's like, yeah, he's a little boring with it. So it's nothing wrong with it. Yeah. I would just say, I mean, you a comedian. Like, you got to be everywhere where Desi and them at. Ha, Dave. You know they going to be somewhere. You ain't got to holler at them. Just be there.
Okay. That's a perfect example, actually. So how you were with you, like, yeah, like, I mean, that's how I look at all these content creators. So like Desi, I'm like, yeah, like if
it's Desi, yeah.
I'm like, yeah, what up? You good? All right, cool. Like, I'm gonna talk to him like he's a regular person, but the old me would have been like, oh, like nervous and shit. So that's actually funny that you mentioned that you made it full circle for me. So
you here?
That's
already here.
Dope. Like, and now let's talk a little bit more about the rap game and stuff like that. Like, how do things affect you? And you don't have to talk about their situation exactly, but things like, you see what T.I. and Tiny are going through. You know what I'm saying? You see how how people are trying to throw dirt on her name and stuff like that. Like, how does that kind of affect you and how the way you move? Like, or does it not? You know what I'm saying? Because that should be scaring me, bro.
Emotionally, I ain't gonna lie. Emotionally, of course, as a human, you naturally have certain emotions, certain feelings.
Mm-hmm.
You break up with your girl, people can sit here and tell you it's a million other girls out here. Yes, but I'm still gonna kind of hurt. Like,
Yeah.
but you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna eventually get over it, but I'm still hurting in the current moment. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I'm allowed to do that because I'm human. To be honest with you, it's like over 90% of the world to me is struggling anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So when you struggling, you take on a certain perspective. There ain't never just one way to look at stuff. Like, we don't have a bad economy. There's never been a bad economy. There's just the economy.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're on the bad side of the economy, you only notice the bad side of the economy. So it's like, that's how it works. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really, it's like, this world is sad, it's sick. People are just going through so much stuff that it's like, you can make a single joke and everybody get offended.
Man.
You can sit here and say, dang, that little gay. Now the gay community hates you.
Yeah.
You can sit here and say something like, you can say the slightest things just be offensive. And this ain't just blatantly to just like say, it's just everything. It's like, I'm a advocate for black people. He hates white people.
Yeah.
You should apologize. No, I should not. Like, I didn't say that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, with me knowing that, it's like, expect backlash from everything, especially with you being a comedian.
Okay.
Expect backlash for everything. Meek Mill said a line that to me was hard. I understand where R.P. Kobe, my favorite player ever, I understood where his wife was coming from, but it's like, he said something about some. If I had to bring my chopper, it's gonna be another Kobe.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Damn. I actually, actually, now I got the bar now. Now that you say it,
right.
okay.
That's what he
keep
was
going,
saying.
keep
You know
going.
what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's gonna be another Kobe. Now, if you ain't really going through nothing in life, that's just a bar they use. I didn't take it as him trying to disrespect Kobe Bryant. Oh, you shouldn't have said that. People on the downside, though, who's looking for gossipers, bloggers, all these kind of people, of course, looking for clickbait and stuff like that. Oh, my God, he's offended, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things I know not to say and certain things I wouldn't do, but it's just like, you just got to kind of take it as, understand what your heart is, understand people sick, so they're going to find a reason to say everything they can to say about how negative you are.
Man, what?
And it's just be like, if anything, be grateful when nothing comes about it. That's all you can really do. It's like, you just expect it. But when you expect it, Drake gave like the 72-hour rule. First day is going to be on your mind heavy. You're going to go to sleep, think about it a little less. And then the next day after 72 hours, somebody been talked about it, something else. We on something else. We ain't even talking about it no more. It ain't never really necessary to address it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People in my comments all the time, I say something. I made a post laughing about like everybody. The first thing I said was, if you were born, you are entitled to get some money. That's the first thing I said.
Mm-hmm.
And then I make a joke and say, it was a joke, but it was like facts. It was like, it just wasn't supposed to be from rapping. Hang it up. Oh, blah, blah, blah. You know who all got offended? All the people that can't rap. The people who not successful in the rap game right now. The people who are, and then what's so crazy is, I'm looking on it, I'm like, I'm finna go back and forth with them because they want to talk trash to me, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I'm finna go back and forth. I go and look, they're following me. So you following me and you still have some, it's like, I'm like, dang, I just have to understand this is life.
You know what I realized? The only people that hate on you are people that are threatened by you,
right?
People that are beneath you. That's it.
That's it.
That is
nobody else gives a dang. If anything, the worst that they're gonna do is not like it.
Yeah.
They might not like it, they might not comment, but that's the worst that's gonna happen. Outside of that, it's like no one cares.
Yeah.
Successful people, the people that matter don't care.
Yeah.
The people that care don't matter.
Man, that's why I think just to wrap that point up about when we was talking about T.I., but like I think that's why people are like looking for something hard to stick to T.I. because T.I. can come off very arrogant. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like he has this persona about him, so now they just like, no.
Right. And I know T.I. personally, like I don't got nothing but good things to say about him. I love T.I. Like T.I. is actually like a really good guy. Like it's like he's a rapper and he has a family show.
Yeah.
Not a show where he going around smashing 100 different girls. Not a show where he just talking about his cars. A show where he's showing as a black man, I can take care of my family and live my life and be hip. And the only thing we got to see, and even right now, I feel bad because me watching T.I., he posts like dang near every day. But because of what's going on, all these allegations, he had to freeze on the posting. And it's like, it'd be sad that that's the day and time we living in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And just a funny ass story. I like love everything about music. Like music is something that like it just speaks to my like. There's a song for every stage of my life. You know what I'm saying? So recently, earlier last year, I guess it was around maybe my birthday or something like that, around November-ish or something. I got a chance to go and hang out with T.I. Went to the studio, and he played his album. So actually, this is around whenever before his album dropped. So we in the studio. He playing the album. I'm like, this nigga is first off still rapping as like the old T. Like
yeah, he is.
His style ain't changed. Like this nigga is rapping. So I'm looking at him like, damn, this nigga has a soundtrack to my life, and I'm sitting in the room with him listening to his music. And he goes, he's like, yeah, we getting Tokyo Jets. We getting Tokyo on this track, and a lot of the female rappers, I'm not like, I don't know who they look like. I'm not.
I'm understanding that
with their looks, because females can switch it up a little more than
I'm already
guys.
knowing.
So we hanging out. He plays the music. I'm like, damn, nigga, you still doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? Dap him up. I go out, come back. He's in a different recording studio, and he's playing the same song that he played earlier, but now the girl's verse is on it. And I'm talking about Shorty going ham. I'm like, damn. This bitch got bars. No disrespect.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, and there's a girl right in front of me. She got a hat on, long hair, and there's some other girls in the room.
And you ain't know that was her.
Didn't know. And I'm sitting here saying this. I'm like, this bitch is snapping. And the girl that I brought with me, Jessica, she was like, yeah, she sounds good as hell. The girl turns around. She's like, oh, thank you. I'm like, that's you?
Yeah.
She was like, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh fuck, So just like that moment was super dope to me to hear a song before the world heard it, and to know she just laid down her verse, and I'm in the same room where T.I. goes to the booth and he does his ad libs right there in the room. Like I'm looking at this nigga, skirt, you know what I'm saying? All the shit that we know T.I. for, and I'm like, dog, this is fucking amazing. Like,
of course.
It was like a moment that I'll never fucking forget. So I say that to say, if I ever pull up on you in the studio, it's just because I'm really fascinated.
Just come with good energy. That's the only thing I've asked. Like,
I just love y'all creative process. To make a song is hard, man. From scratch. Doing a feature might be different because, somebody laying down something, but to do it from scratch, I admire that work, man. That's a different type of talent.
Yeah.
Like the cadence, the chords,
everybody got what they good at though, because it's like at the same time, like, you get a lot of people look at comedians like, man, they get the easiest cat in the world, because it's like all you got to do is say a joke. Like, I can't even figure out a joke to say. I can't even look up a joke. You got people who paint pictures like, even looking back there, I don't see how that last picture at the bottom is art, but it's art. It's on the wall. Somebody saw the art.
Yeah.
I just see big bloopers. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's art. You know what I'm saying? So somebody's good at something. So what we good at, we good at.
Yeah.
And that's why people be getting mad, because they don't be good at it. They see the materialistic value and think this is my calling. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Stop.
That shit is hilarious.
Stop that shit.
So who are so I got like comedic gods or content creators, people that like I admire, and they just seem you can only fathom to be at their level. Like, who are some of your musical gods, quote unquote, that you like look up to, or you one day want to be at that level, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, who are some of your idols?
I'm glad you asked it like that, because a lot of people think it's like I get, like, no disrespect, a lot of people think I give a damn about the music. There's a ton of people who got songs that could probably made them $1 billion, but they didn't have the work ethic. So I always my admiration never came behind so much a good song. It's always been the artist himself. And so when I say certain names that are typically big, of course, Future, Lil Baby, it's like I tell the same story. The thing is, the baby. The fact that I was able to follow these people's story,
Yeah.
I remember when Future dropped Rats on Rats on Rats, and it was like he was a Future.
With YC.
Yeah, why see? It was like he was a feature.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even him being a hit song. He went as a feature that nobody knew to like pushing till Dirty Sprite came.
Yeah.
He didn't stop at Dirty Sprite. The hunger, the consistency, he stayed, and then he's like one of the rap gods of our time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Lil Baby is like, he never stopped. It was the consistency. The Baby, when he was Baby Jesus, I remember people laughing, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. Everybody has something to say. Why is his name Baby Jesus? Blah, blah, blah. He changed. He changed his name, and it's like he still continued to push to consistently come from being like, you know what I'm saying, independent, doing nothing, to being where. So it's like people with stories about how they stay consistent and how they push through. That'd be my motivation, my inspiration, to be like, anything is liable to happen when you keep going. We only see the top, and people love the top, and that's why it's like, even now, I have a genuine love for people, but people don't understand themselves that they don't have a genuine love for you. They only have a genuine love when it seems like you're something, you have something to offer to them. And that's the only time the love is real. Because when I love you whether you up, whether you down, whether you winning, whether you losing.
Love is
it's
love,
because love is love. People don't have that though. People love it when you up, like, oh my God, I'm so crazy about blah blah blah. People like shout out Pooh Shiesty. Pooh Shiesty is like #1 right now, going crazy.
Yeah.
All these like broads and street cats who be looking up like NBA YoungBoy, it's like you don't know what these folks been through.
Yeah.
And the moment that they no longer hot, you on to the next person.
Yeah.
You don't really love this person. You ain't riding with these people like you think. You know what I'm saying? And people tend to think like, even when Kanye is like, oh, he's such an a-hole, he this, that, and the third. No, bro. People just understand how love is, and people understand it's not love. I understand that I'm in a situation where I'm beneficial to a lot of people. So people wouldn't gravitate to me the same way as they doing in that. And it's like, of course, it's like I'm hearing you're all, I'd die for you, bro. I'm sure you will. If I could change your life, you probably will die for me. Like, you ain't got nothing else to die for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Versus it's just like, you just pretty much take things for like what it is, but just understand, like, staying true to yourself. You feel what I'm saying?
Sure.
And in the midst of that, that's what I feel like all the successful artists who end up having longevity or being around for a while, I feel like that's the mindset that they have. So that's why they are my inspiration. Drake is my inspiration, not because he's one of the world's biggest artists, but I never heard hate coming from Drake when it come to up and coming. Me, Drake do certain stuff that I would be like, what? He gets on up and coming artists and blow them up, pop them up. But along with doing that, he's staying relevant. He's help creating a new wave instead of just riding his wave into the dirt. And that's what a lot of people don't know how to do, evolve. So, Lil Baby, evolve. I hear the evolution of him through his music. When he on a different level and he put out a new tape, you hear his tape, it's not the same. We ain't kicking those, bando, selling dope. It's like, nah, I just found out I can get some money doing this, that, and the third. I turned that, flipped this, and blah, blah, blah. And I bought this, that, and the third. I don't even ride it. It's like he's stunting in so many different aspects. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so I admire that a lot of people that are willing to tell their story through the music, and people that are like, I know came from nothing and just stayed consistent. It wasn't an overnight success or process for them. So Future the Baby, Lil Baby.
Okay.
Probably I got a few more there's more I can. I mean, really, I ain't gonna lie. Anybody that just had a good run in the game, Migos, Bobby Shmurda, it ain't nobody that I just don't like, or just. I mean, well, of course, we know the only person I don't like, but outside of that, I don't.
Wait, who, the only person you don't like?
Oh, you know, we don't do rats.
We
can say that we don't do rats. We don't even gotta acknowledge that, but it's just like everybody had that story of like really grinding and pushing, and I like to see it. I love it. I don't care the color. I don't care nothing. You didn't stop.
Yeah.
And that motivate a lot of people like me who want to be in a certain position, but I ain't there yet.
Yeah.
I'm bigger than some people, but I'm not bigger than everybody. And the people that's bigger than me, I aspire to get to that level. So I work hard. My number one inspiration, honestly, is Jay-Z.
Okay.
Like, and it's again, not because Jay is on the pedestal that he is. The two things he and Lil Baby got in common that I really respect. If you notice, they never really have a feud about nothing because they only mind their business. If it ain't about no bread, they don't take the gossip and say, I feel here's my take on this. They don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't get into that. And I respect that because even that's something I got to work on.
Yeah.
I'm going to get my input if you ask me, but they don't care. And I respect that so much. So it's kind of like watching how their moves are calculated and stuff like that. That's like a lot that I'm learning to, get on that level that way.
For sure. And I remember in another transition, I know we talked about when we was at the 21 Savage party. I remember asking you, being a young black man with money. You know what I'm saying, and dealing with females. Just the I've started to get into this new world of like girls are creeps now to me.
Right.
Like girls be doing this weird stuff. Like girls be trying to flirt and they be trying to do weird stuff.
Right.
They be in my DMs and even when they see me, it's like a weird little like.
They superficial.
Yeah.
We got so far detached from what real love is. Like real love is looking like two successful people. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that's not what love is. Like I ain't gonna lie, I think a lot of girls are trying, but they don't know love. Like there's even certain like people. Me, I don't deal with the females. Like no offense to them, no offense. It's just it's a lot that come with people. You gotta be able to observe people and be able to kind of like. You don't judge them based off what you see, but certain complexions come with those people. Like and I had to learn that from being locked up. Like when you locked up, I'm on the 7th floor, so I'm up there with murders, kidnappers, armed robbers. When you got one of the 7 deadly sins, you on the 7th floor.
Mm-hmm.
So you can be sitting there, we can watch the news and find out somebody just killed his grandma, and he's come. We know it happened in this county. He's coming to this jail.
Uh-huh.
We don't know what part he going in, but just in case we don't know what home on. He might have lost it. So you have to peep certain things. I have a thing where I don't really talk to females who have their bodies done.
Okay.
It's not because I don't like them. Sometimes I have to have a conversation to see where their mind at. But sometimes you have to be able to decipher and understand she look good, but she don't even love herself enough to know. It's like if she don't love herself enough to what she already have, like she got this body because she wasn't confident with herself. In some of them will tell you, yeah, I was confident. No, you telling me what you think I should hear.
Yeah.
You were not confident in yourself. So I know if you wasn't confident in yourself, how the hell am I able to give you the confidence and love you need and you be able to accept it and you can't even accept it from yourself? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm looking, it's just like, oh, I did this, blah, blah, blah. I'm paying attention. You out with the ballers every night, blase, blase. You looking for something superficial that don't exist in none of these places you at. Because it don't even exist in you. If it exists in you, it's okay to get a little work done. I ain't knocking that.
Yeah.
But it's just like people become so superficial to look like something that ain't even gonna love them back.
Man, what?
You know what I'm saying?
This is interesting to even hear you talk about because we all are, I would say we, like the general public, are under the perception that that's what rappers love. Rappers love the fake ass, the fake you know what I'm saying? So to hear something different is very refreshing.
It's a business. And the thing is, I don't respect a lot of females because I already know too that what come with that, those are your assets. That's what you're using to obtain the lifestyle that you want. You're not really looking for love. You're just thinking, I want a good looking nigga with some money who going make me feel like I know what love is, or understand love, but at the same time he needs to provide the means that come with me having this body and upholding this kind of. It's like, nah, I don't want that.
You know what I think the most detrimental thing to black women or any women that navigate in the entertainment industry or try to maneuver? Reality TV.
Of course.
Reality TV painted this picture for all women.
Why is it called reality? I always wanted to know that.
And it's fake as fuck. It is fake. I worked on Love and Hip Hop. Like I was on the set of the first season.
Well, I mean, clearly that's why I don't watch it. I already know all that, man, but
you just
why?
It'd be like simple shit like, how the fuck I'm, let's say, fucking two girls. I get out of the studio Girl 2 is right there. Nigga, Atlanta is not that fucking small.
Yeah.
Nigga, I
Yeah.
haven't ran into my ex-girlfriend in the city of Atlanta. And they just be setting up these fake situations and they get the
Of
girls to
course,
fight.
people know that. People know that. Like, I, people, I don't know. I don't. That's why it's like there's a upside to society now, and the upside to it, of course, is what I was speaking on earlier, as far as like the entrepreneurship, the opportunities to become an entrepreneur and like make a good living outside of. It's like we really transition out of that traditional phase of you have to have a college degree to be somebody.
Yep.
You know, it's like all that crap came from our grandparents who couldn't go to school with white people.
Yep.
So they made sure that their children was able to go to get a degree so they could feel like somebody.
Yep.
And you need to vote. I'm sorry, but I don't give two dings who's in office.
Yeah.
It don't stop my checks from rolling in. A
Bro,
president
what?
never made, but
I
people
agree
don't
with you. That is so important. Y'all need to
people
listen
don't
to this.
understand. People don't understand that though.
Yeah.
They're still stuck on tradition of, well, my parents told me, blah, bro. I don't know nobody with a college degree who's like doing. It's like a college degree don't make you no better than a person who thought for themselves with a third grade education and banking maybe $100K a year, probably more. And even if you know money, $100K a year really ain't nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm hanging out with people, including myself. We pulling in 10 to 20 a month, and that's on a low month. That's on a low month, and that's probably on one source of income. We not still talking about how to try to escape college debt and this, that, and the third. We on a whole different ball game. If you understand the game that we playing right now, it's like you were actually born into debt.
Yeah.
So the thing is, we spend our whole life fighting to get out of debt as if that's going to be our key to get into heaven. Guess what I'm doing? I'm doing complete opposite. I'm playing into debt. I'm already in the debt. Okay, cool. Let me just keep borrowing. Let me keep borrowing this, that, and that. I'm not even looking at the long term of trying to please somebody to say I'm out of debt. No, I'm working my moves and playing in debt.
Yeah.
And by playing in debt, I'm winning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like I don't know. That's the upside of.
You know what's crazy? I always debate with myself because I'm like, knowing it's almost as if like you unplug from the matrix. Like you see how much all this shit doesn't matter.
You got
that
to.
people be worried about. You'd be like, why are y'all concerned about this?
Nothing matters.
This doesn't change your life at all,
man.
And part of me is like, damn, maybe it's your responsibility to open up people's eyes and show them that. But then I'm like, trying to do that, you always constantly looking back.
You always looking back because they're never gonna get it. Some people never gonna get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you just gotta let people learn on their own.
You just gotta let them learn. Like, and some people just never gonna learn. You know what I mean?
Man.
Like, I'm taking all the chances and bets against myself. It's like people, like, for example, people work so hard to get good credit. Why? That's what they answer. That's what their answer is. I just want to have good credit. And do what with it? You have good credit for a reason, and it's more than just buying a house and a car.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you're learn how to use credit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you have more cash. Like, cash ain't even really a concern with people with money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have more cash using credit. We go for so much of that dollar that we can see when we don't understand there's already money that's really not even being printed. It's just there for use.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of why you getting credit card. This, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. Nobody's coming here since saying you worked this hard for that. No, you clean your credit. Or you understand how to use the credit. Keep it good. Keep rotating money, circulating money. It's like, but people got to be in a mindset to learn that type of stuff. And like you said, a lot of people, they don't really look at social media. They don't look at like a lot of the outlets that be like, that's geared toward motivation.
Yeah.
People use it in a negative aspect. Like, I was talking the other day and I was saying like the sad part about like Instagram and stuff like that. I really believe that the people who created Instagram didn't create it for a negative purpose. I feel like the whole purpose of Instagram was to allow you to see the world.
Yep. And then it got turned into this.
It got turned into like this negative. Facebook was the same way. Like when we first started using Facebook, I had just got to college and they told me what Facebook was and use it with your professors. And it wasn't until I came home that I found out Facebook was actually a social media site and it's all this gossip stuff. It's like people are actually dying from Instagram and
Man.
going to jail. It's like it done got to the point it was supposed to be used to like, dang, I can see the world from the point of my living room to the feds just like Instagram's the feds now because everybody want to post guns and money and
what?
robberies and stuff like that.
Bruh.
And people want to shine on people who are less fortunate, causing them to commit suicide.
Yeah.
It's just like, man, like you said, you got to detach it from it and just.
And I got two more questions for you.
Okay,
and,
cool.
And I'm try to wrap up your time. I ain't gonna take up too much, but how do you feel about and this is good to talk about only because I always wanted to talk to somebody in the music industry like the 6ix9ine, like in the aspect of a lot of people were kind of saying Meek Mill, they was trying to get on Meek Mill because he didn't do anything, quote unquote, but like how do you feel about like I genuinely feel like he is somebody who's trolling people. He's trying to get people to make mistakes. I honestly feel like this nigga is an industry plant to get niggas to fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad Meek Mill didn't do what he, didn't, escalate that. But how do you feel about, those kind of people that come in the game and they try to provoke other people and culture vultures and
you just
how
gotta
do you
be
feel about that?
You got if you smart enough and you know what's going on, it's like you gotta be understanding when people doing blatant stuff like that. It's like stuff like that. It'd be one thing if it's just like we got a personal issue, we need to holler at each other. But when you know stuff going on like that, you got somebody with rainbow hair doing all this crazy stuff, and it's just that be that type of stuff that you just gotta kind of like unplug from, like you said. You just gotta kind of be like, I mean, like me, I don't have no words for. I don't give a dang.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't give a dang. Like I never plan on working with him. I never plan on crossing paths with him. If he ever called my name out or something like that, I don't feel the need to address it. It's like, bro,
Please
you
don't.
really don't. You don't exist to me.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, you don't exist to me. I don't give a dang about nothing that you did, who you is, where you from.
Yeah.
It's not important.
Yeah, I'm like you aren't doing any, like you ain't fucking me, feeding me, or financing me. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, so you
None
saying
of
my,
those.
like I just so I only brought that up to just kind of say like man, y'all please rappers, like I just want us to kind of make a safer environment for the rap.
It'll never get safer. Because it's the rap game, so it'll never get rap.
I just don't like the, I don't like to see, like King Von, you know what I'm saying? I got onto his music, and granted, this is not related to 6ix9ine at all, but I got onto his music after he had passed. And when I got on it, I was like, this nigga was amazing. But, they took him from us. And I just wish that we could, and I don't know if it's more of like a black people thing. Sometimes we let our pride get to us a lot. So we feel like we got to get back at a nigga, or we got to do something. We got to prove that we hard and all this stuff. And I get it, but I just want us to like create an environment for other rappers that are up and coming. Like, yeah, I understand you came from a traumatic background and you did the banging and stuff like that, but it's important for you to get out because you're saving so many other people.
Sometimes, but it's one of those things where it's just like I just look at life and have to realize, like I said, it's not a lot of Jay-Z's. It's not a lot of Lil Babies. It's not a lot of people who sometimes it's just like one of those things where it's like people be knowing what they get into, and that's why I don't be so stuck on the gangster rap. You talk gangster rap, yeah, we might like it, but you talk gangster rap. What do you think coming with that?
Yeah, that's true.
If you talk about guys, like if you look at like I was just with Trey Songz last night. We was in my boy's spot.
Mm-hmm.
What does Trey Songz attract?
Women.
Because what does he
sex.
talk about?
Yeah. Women, sex. Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? You attract what you talk about. I like to talk about cars and stunting and living a good life and motivating people because that's what I'm attract. I'm trying to attract people walking up to me saying what they normally do. Like, bro, you don't know how much you helped my life, this and the third. I love that. I'm trying to attract that. That's what I'm putting out. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm getting back. I'm not getting people G-checking me because I'm running around talking about, yeah, I'm running with all these gangbangers. And if a nigga want to try me, you know what I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it was very unfortunate about King Von. Don't get it twisted. Like, my condolences go out to him and his family because I definitely thought I really wanted to work with him. I remember DMing myself like, dang, you hard, bro. I like to get in with you. I definitely liked him.
Yeah.
But I have to also understand what comes with the light. I can't just I can't give nobody no pass because of them passing. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
And I don't get it twisted. Like I said, I don't mean that in no negative.
Don't y'all take this out of context.
No,
I
of
know how
course,
the internet niggas be like, he's no.
Yeah,
That's
man,
not what
you
he's
can't.
saying.
You can't.
You're not
Again,
doing
we
it. I
can't
just got to
care
give a
what they
disclaimer
say.
because I hate that anybody try to,
They're gonna do that. That's what they do. Like people sick. But I mean, bro, it's like you attract what you put out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
agree
I don't
with
want to put out nothing that I'm gonna have to be in a certain situation where it's like, dang, I'm going to jail, I'm dying. I done already did that in real life. It wasn't rapping.
Yeah.
And it was like I got past that, so I'm not trying to reopen them doors.
Yeah, and I'll say this, publicly. Like, I appreciate the way you move. Like, you've come to the crib multiple times. You always been genuine. You never brought any negative energy. You never brought anything. Just the way you move, it was just, it's like, no, we just not moving like that.
Facts.
From every time we
Facts.
went out, like you was always a good dude, always humble, always talking to people. You know what I'm saying? You're very personable. So I do definitely appreciate that about you. And my last question is investments. Are you in any investments? Are you doing any of that? Or like, is that big to you, or you more so focused on
like as
rap
far
and
as
stuff?
what, stock and stuff like that?
Yeah, any of that. Anything you may consider investment.
I'm kind of learning. I'm seeing people that's making money off of it, but I ain't gonna lie, I don't really dip and dabble in things that I ain't all the way familiar with. Like with me, watching how a lot of it's more other cultures that do it, mainly the people in specific Asia. It's mainly a lot of outside culture and cultural influences that I watch, where you got some people who, like Elon Musk, they might like to use their brain a lot. Then you got other people who open up Chinese restaurants, pay dirt cheap for whatever it come through, and sell it to you. They don't like to think as much, and it's like that's kind of where I'm more. I like to figure out, okay, cool, I could put a plan together, get some bread, and it's like it's not gonna cause me much to do it. Like the most successful business, I don't know if I had this talk with you. You know what the most successful business in the world is?
What?
This is my honest opinion. I feel like it's Goodwill. Goodwill has a way of convincing you to bring them free stuff, knowing they're gonna turn around and sell it. And you still feel the need to give them your free clothes and donate them, knowing they're going to sell it. You don't even go there and bargain, talking about, can you at least give me $30? There's $300 worth of clothes. You just take it and drop it off, or you don't. And they they turn around and make 100% profit off of everything. Like it's all profit because they don't pay for nothing that comes through there.
Yeah, you're right. I never even thought about that.
Exactly. And a lot of it flies over a lot of people's head. And it's like, I kind of have that mindset where it's like, I don't want to think, you don't have to think super hard. But if you ain't going to think super hard, just make multiple sources of not thinking hard.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't get caught up on what people tell me, like, you should be super exclusive. Like, a lot of people tell you, you shouldn't people told me you shouldn't have a BeatStar page because you're a rapper. It takes away from your exclusiveness. I don't care. I'm making money. Like, I'm not even nobody to be super exclusive about right now. I'm making money. I woke up to $400, which probably ain't a lot to a lot of us, but it's like, it's $400. I woke up to that.
Passive income. That's amazing. It don't matter.
And it was from something that I'm not using. I don't want none of this. Like, it was a little more than that because that was just my BeatStar by itself.
Yeah.
But it's like, I just create certain things where it's like, I don't have to overthink stuff. I just be like, oh, this sounds like a good idea. Boom, I'm finna do this and make some money because I done created a brand.
Okay.
So I'm learning a little more about investments like Bitcoin, stock market, and stuff like that.
So let me put you on something. This is something that may pay off later. Okay. And I can only tell you a little bit about it because I'm learning it for myself. But I genuinely think that maybe you should look into it. Just kind of keep your eye on it. Okay. So there's a thing called NFT. Sorry about that. And basically what it is it's in the Bitcoin space and all of that stuff. It's a blockchain, but it's for artists. So let's say you put out an album, right? Mm-hmm. And you do for a week, you're gonna sell this album, and however many people buy it, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say it's $20 the album is. People have it, and then once that week is over, that's it. Nobody can buy any more. But the thing about it is, when the person who bought it, when they're done, let's say they want to sell it, because there's no more in circulation, they then have to sell it. So the demand is increasing. So somebody, let's say, come to homeboy like, yo, you got that euro? Got it? Got it? Yeah, I got it. You trying to buy it off me? Yeah. I need to hear that. You know, of course, he gonna hype it up. Hey, it's fire, it's fire. So now, because he bought it for 20, he can sell it for 25. But the thing about it is, when the person that bought it for 25, you get a percentage back of that money. And so it's like a supply and demand thing, but it you get the money back to you. So it's almost like royalties, but you. So imagine like taking the label out of it completely. So now I'm looking into it and I'm like, damn, I'm trying to do it with movies. I want to make a movie, sell however many copies, and if anybody else wants to see it, they have to buy it from somebody that has it. But I get a percentage back. So this could go on for years. Our kids could be buying this. You know what I'm saying? But I still get the money back to me, and then that person makes their money because they upcharge them and all that stuff. So I say that to say, like, really, just kind of keep your eye on it. And
I'm gonna look in. What's that, NFT or
NFT?
NFT.
And
okay.
The start of that is, I would just say, like, to anybody, and you, of course, just download Coinbase as an app, and just put like $50. Just maybe whenever you get paid, just $50 into ETH, Ethereum. And I only say that because that is literally the future. It won't make sense until you see it later, and it's a whole confusing world to me. But if you just put money away right now, don't even look at it. Just $50, whatever you comfortable with giving, just put it away and just keep your account secure and all of that stuff. And I promise you, you're going to look at it a year or two from now, because Bitcoin used to be at the price. Ethereum is like $1,500 right now to get one coin. You don't have to get the whole coin, but if you get $50, you get $50 worth of a coin. You get what I'm saying? So Bitcoin used to be at this price of $1,500. Now Bitcoin's at $50,000. So all you got to do is just sit there and let it work for you. And that's my tidbit to anybody who is really trying to not really invest, but you know what I'm saying? It's similar to stock, but just try it out and just put it. I promise you, man, you will put the money away, and when you look at it later, you're gonna be like, damn, I'm glad I just did that. Like, it's just something you do, and the market is gonna do what it's gonna do. It's gonna fluctuate, but I promise you, the future of that stuff, because AI and all the technology is going to be powered by this stuff. Like, they're trying to, it has the capability of, like, literally demolishing the bank, like getting rid of banking.
I think that's what they plan on doing anyway, though.
Yeah. You know,
I ain't gonna cap.
Digital currency, all that stuff. So I just encourage you, you know, and you ain't got to go super hard at it. Just
looking into it. I'm looking into it. Anytime you talk about some money, bro, this is a business.
Man,
from music to everything.
Listen. And I would also like to see would you ever write for somebody like an artist?
Of course. I'm already writing. Like, that's what I do.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. I would like to see if this is just a personal challenge, and if you decide to do it, then that's cool. But I would like to see if you could write for a female.
I've done it already.
Oh yeah.
I've done it, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you know what I'm saying? Never mind. Because I genuinely think females. The stuff that I was listening to your music on the way over here, but I think if it would kind of cause you to tap into a new artistry, because obviously you got to make it for a female. Right. But
that's the weirdest part, because I don't write.
Okay.
So I come off the top of the head. So the issue with that is I don't like nobody in the studio.
Got you. Okay. Fair enough. I understand.
On that note, because it's kind of awkward, like, when you gotta pretend and say what a female would say. Yeah, man, it can get kind of weird in there. Like,
no, I understand, and that's why I kind of like admire Lil Yachty for when he did the City Girls thing. Yeah. Only because it was like that's not an easy thing to do, to come out and be like, yeah, I wrote this, and you know what I'm saying.
No, it's an easy thing to do when you get the check, but it's not an easy thing to say. Like, I don't want to talk about.
I understand.
Deep throat on the mic, and it's like
no. But you got to think too. Like, you don't have to be saying those things. You can also you can tailor it. Like, what if you took, let's say, you did a song, right, and it wasn't nothing sexual about it at all. But what if a female's voice, like you hard, right? So now imagine a female saying it. Now it's even harder. You get what I'm saying? Like,
I feel that.
Like, oh wait, she got bars like that. Oh, she going hard. You know what I'm saying? That. But it's your words, but
I be having to make it geared to it, because I tried that, like, from a dude perspective, and it was cool, but they wanted to hear, like, the girl.
Okay. So okay. And you would know more than me. I was just something.
It was a good idea. I tried that because I really tried it as a shortcut, and it was like, dang.
Okay.
Let me just say what I gotta say.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. I just,
Write it down. Get up out of here.
Because I'm always interested in other people just kind of making their talent work other ways for
Yeah.
them. So
Yeah.
And I was even like Tiffany. I always was telling Tiffany, I was like, Tiffany, it would be easy for me to write for you. Like me writing for like Tiffany or
Fact.
TK. It's easy because one, all my life I've always hung around women.
Right.
But I just know that even the situations that I've put on my skits and stuff like that, if a woman were to do it, it would just go so much higher because it's a woman doing this. So that's why I was just just mention that. But again, thank you, man, for coming and showing up. You gave your time. You didn't have to, but you did. I really appreciate that.
I think like while you was just saying that, an idea popped into my head, and I always try to share the idea.
Okay.
Summer is approaching.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who want to do content creators. You can have a content creator camp. Like a 2-week camp, which you
get
put
them
together
ready.
A package. It can be like $1,000. A lot of people will pay $1,000 because they're trying to. If it come with a good package, it's like, that's my starter kit right here.
Yeah.
It's like you can generate income using these same people along with incorporating. Anyway,
And just
we on
teach
here.
them
We
along the
finna
way.
do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You like at least the third person in the last 3 weeks to mention something about like or something like teaching other people. So I maybe
and it's not really
telling me I
teaching,
need
just
to look
having
into
them
it.
around and have fun and showing how it goes. It's like
That's all
really
we be doing.
ain't no logic to this. This is what I do.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
You want to be a copycat? Here it is.
Hey, here you go. I'm giving the game to you for free, or for a pay,
Yeah,
whatever
you paying
it
for
is.
Nah, you paying. We ain't doing nothing free.
That part.
Ain't nobody free.
Yeah. So, thank you again for showing up. Thank you for coming. Tell the people where they can find you at. If you got any products that, or anything that's coming out, merch, anything.
I do. I have a tape dropping, Foreign Affairs, with my dog Street Symphony, 2-time Grammy Award winning producer. Go crazy. Desperado is out now. I also have a tape that's on the way. The tape has Roddy Ricch.
Okay.
2 songs with Roddy Ricch. It has The Baby, Mulatto.
Okay.
And some reoccurring features that I already worked with and stuff like that. Just gonna be all incorporated on the tape. So it's we working.
Hey, y'all heard it there. Y'all go follow him. I got all the information. It's going to be in the description and on the screen. So y'all follow my boy and appreciate him for showing up.
For sure.
And that is the Fenarios Podcast. We out, baby.
We out.